You are listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, presented by Richard A. Boxshall, in which I chronicle my life and attempts to become a professional writer by, doing some writing daily, hopefully. Hello, it is, I don't even know what the date is, I haven't looked it up because I haven't thought ahead. It is the day that I sat around and had to check on my phone what the date was, and it turns out it's Tuesday the 16th of July 2024, and you are listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, but I am really struggling to motivate myself to write at the moment. I think because I had the really sort of bleak weekend in, well, it wasn't a weekend, but whenever it was, a couple of days in Brazil, and I haven't quite mentally recovered, and I haven't even done many of these, and I think one of the reasons I'm going to try and get back into the habit of doing this, even if I haven't done any writing, is sooner or later I will shame myself into doing some writing, because I'll have a load of these where I can't talk about writing, and that's really embarrassing. So anyway, basically where I'm at, and I haven't moved from this position, is I have submitted I've submitted the English Hikikomori to initially 3 agents, 2 of which rejected me. I have sent it to another 2 to make up for those 2, 1 of which has rejected me. So I still have 2 submissions out there that haven't been responded to, and I really need to submit a third. What I should be doing, and what I told myself I was going to do, was have 3 going at all times, and it's been nearly a week since I got that other one back and haven't done anything about it. So there you go. That's the little thing I'll do tomorrow, is send a 3rd submission, or 6th submission, depending on how you want to look at it, of the English Hikikomori, to try and get an agent. Right, so that's, you see, I've already said I'm going to do that, so probably by the chance I do tomorrow's podcast, I will have actually done that. Either that or I won't do tomorrow's podcast. Out of embarrassment for not having done it. And what else have I done? I'm still at the point where I need to do some writing. So I have reviewed all the completed chapters of Empress of the Trees. They are edited. Well, I mean, they're edited for that draft. They're not finalised or anything yet. But what I need to do next is start writing new material. I have written, as I said, about 3,000 words of the next chapter, but I've read through it and I don't like it, so I'm going to have to redo it. And I have got lots of ideas of how I need to finish it. I just need to get off my buttocks and actually do it. But I haven't yet, so that's that. So what else have I done to try and spark creativity? Well, I'm struggling to make myself read at the moment. Unfortunately, when I have these down phases, I struggle to motivate myself to do anything useful. So I'm not doing a lot of exercise, I'm not eating very well, I'm not reading, I'm not writing. The only thing that is good is I'm having my house basically needs redecorating from top to bottom, and the first stage of that for me was getting the loft flooring and a decent loft hatch and ladder put in, because then all the stuff that is just cluttering up the house that I don't want to get rid of, but I don't need necessarily on display, they can go up into the loft. So tomorrow I'm having the loft done, which is going to be great. And I actually have spent the last few days, I did it a couple of weeks ago and then just finished it today, emptying the loft, and there's so much crap up there, most of which just needs taking to a skip or to the local tip. So basically my spare bedroom is full of crap, most of which is going to get binned. But then what is currently my spare bedroom is eventually going to be my master bedroom. So the next project, once the loft is done, I need to go through that room, return the bits to the loft that need to be kept, and bin all the stuff that doesn't. And then the next sort of stage of that is to actually get that room done. So it's going to need repainting. I'm going to have blackout blinds put in, because being aircrew, sometimes I need to sleep during the day, and it'd be nice to have a properly dark room to do that in. Anyway, so it's like so once that's then done, I can then do the spare room, which is currently the master bedroom, which is going to become a study stroke spare room, and so on. So that's sort of my plans for the next couple of days. The other thing, I actually haven't been to the cinema in ages, just haven't felt like it, and I went to see the movie Maxine and the X's. It's Maxxxine, and it's sort of the 3rd movie in a loose series. I can't remember what the first one is called, but it's about these guys doing a sort of dodgy porn shoot on a farm, and then there's a load of murders. And the old lady who runs the farm is a lady called Pearl, and they then made a prequel about her life, about why she became a mass killer. And then they've done a sequel, which is about the survivor of the first movie, who is now an adult industry star, if you can use that term, that wants to break into the mainstream. But unfortunately, somebody's worked out that she was involved in the murders on that farm a few years back and is pursuing her. So it's a horror movie. It's for what it is. It's all right. It stars Mia Goth, and she's very, very good in it. She plays this beguilingly creepy character. She's in all three of the movies, so she plays the character Maxine in this film and in the first film, and she actually plays old Pearl in the first film and indeed young Pearl in the prequel. So yeah, they're a bit of fun, but that's the other thing I feel I need to get back into the habit of doing, is going to the cinema, because I like the cinema. And it doesn't have to be, sometimes you can actually enjoy a film that isn't necessarily a genre you would like. So Maxine isn't the kind of film I would normally go and watch, but it's a horror film. It's a bit of a schlocky horror film, but it's quite well done. So tomorrow, probably won't get any writing done tomorrow, but I will try and do a podcast just so I can get back into the habit of doing these, as I say, because it definitely works. If I have nothing to say in the podcast, I will end up having to do some writing so that I don't feel stupid in the podcast, and that should kickstart me into doing this. So, yep, hopefully, because I think I've only done one or two of these in the last week or so, so I'm going to try and do a few more over the next few days. Thank you for listening. Hopefully I will succeed and get a bit of writing done in the near future. Take care. Bye-bye. You have been listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, presented by Richard A. Boxall. Thank you for tuning in to my random ramblings, and if you'd like to know more about me or my projects, visit my Linktree at linktr.ee/Richard Wright, capital R, capital W. Thank you for listening.